flicker when you do laundry at the same time.
So you're a Jersey boy, right?
I am, yeah, originally from Dumont, New Jersey.
How long you been in Nashville?
About 7 years now, been here. Met a lot of New Jersey people, moved down here with a couple friends. So not still in the New Jersey mindset, not in
Gotcha.
the area.
All righty. Now, speaking of mindset, when I'm listening to the album, Tiny Fires, especially the opening track, you kind of get a little bit of a sense of foreboding about how you're looking at things these days. I think there's even a line that's something about even the dog knows something ain't right. So tell me what's on your mind.
Well, I think I started recording this record in 2019 before the pandemic.
Yep.
And the title track, Tiny Fires, was written during the pandemic, actually. So from that song, writing that, was in a bedroom. I had COVID, and my wife and son were outside of a bedroom door, and I didn't know what was going on outside. So really, it was from a point of isolation, and which kind of spoke about the entire record to me.
Right.
I knew what it was about after that.
Obviously, you got through the COVID thing. Was it a rough one, or was it kind of?
I'm lucky enough to have had it easy. I know a lot of people who haven't, so
yep.
That was most certainly on my mind during that. But only time I got it through the pandemic, and I'm lucky that we came out okay.
Yeah, very good, very good. So is there something that ties? Is there a theme that you feel that ties the 12 songs together on this record?
Yeah, for sure. When I started writing and recording this record, it was more so about the isolation I felt just being a normal American citizen in today's society. And then it morphed into what was going on with, the civil unrest, throughout the world, and, points of just everyone butting heads everywhere, and and then the pandemic on top of it all. Really, I quickly realized that it was a record about what my past has been, and kind of coming to terms with who I was and the new Jason Erie that I am. And the pandemic has certainly helped morph that, but happy to say that I came out of that issue okay as well. So.
Cool. I see the second track is a thing called Amazon, and,
yes.
and there's a video that kind of goes along with it. Musically, it kind of reminds me of a bit of Dylan, Subterranean Homesick Blues, but what's going on lyrically there?
Barefoot on the asphalt, hopeless pushing 8 balls, living in a mega mall. It's better than the streets, trying to dodge a heat wave. Armageddon as it rains, spaceships, airplanes, famine and a feast. Fountain full of wishes, it's seen better days. We all got tired of waiting, so you could keep the change. Even God's been shopping on Amazon. You best bow your head and pray. Hell, I give my life to Jesus Christ, but I ain't got 3 days.
Yeah, well, thank you. That's high praise. I love Dylan, as most folk songwriters would.
Yep.
But yeah, a bunch of my friends, two of my friends and I were sitting on the porch, and I just so happened to get a Amazon box as we were writing a song. And one of us, I don't remember who it was, said the line, "Even God's been shopping on Amazon."
Right.
And it kind of molded the song, consumerism, taking over the thought of God and religion as a whole. So that's really what it's about. But to me, it kind of makes sense for the entire record. Amazon, that's what I've been trying to fight, the urge to be a consumer during this time.
And what do you usually? I've never bought anything on Amazon. I know people do down here, and you can. But so what kind of stuff are you just itching to buy that you're restraining from?
You could find anything on Amazon, and I rather go to a local store to do so. But
Right.
I think they made something like just Bezos alone another $74 billion during the pandemic alone.
Yep.
So looking at that, it really, it's just anything. I think the last thing I bought on Amazon was a few number 2 pencils.
All right. They still make those?
They do.
Fantastic. Well, good old Jeff, he got making enough money so he can take a little ride out into space and back again every once in a while.
That's right.
I mean, fair enough.
It's not hard to not have to look back when you're able to get away from the world,
Right.
Quite literally.
Right. And I think you kind of address poverty and progress and things on a tune called Belly Up. So
Yes, sir.
What can you tell me about that one?
Poverty and progress go hand in hand. The filthy get richer, village pockets and land. Industry trumps honesty, there is no middleman. Where the hell are we supposed to go? Now America is sold.
Well, I actually, speaking of mission trips, my day job was with a church a few years ago.
Right.
And I went to a place called Panther, West Virginia, which is in the poorest county in the nation in the U.S.
Man.
Yeah, and we were fixing up houses, and really to see a Walmart in the middle of town where a school used to be, and then hear the story about it. It was quite interesting to see it from a first-person view.
So what was the story behind it?
Well, basically, the closest school was 63 miles away.
Oh, geez.
And there was a Walmart where the grade school used to be that everyone shopped at. And most people spent, 90% of their day in town, either at the Walmart or talking about going to the Walmart.
Oh, man.
Coal miners town.
Yeah.
That's what it used to be. Makes you realize, especially in the United States, kind of where once people thrived, how quickly it can turn the other way.
Yeah. I've been through that part of the country, and it can get pretty bleak.
Yeah, but wonderful people.
Sure. Yeah.
With wonderful hearts.
Just doing the best they can.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, and by the time I got to the 5th track, I was thinking about Bruce Springsteen's album, The River, and kind of a similar vibe coming from some of those songs. I assume you being a Jersey boy, he's an influence. So
yeah, I think you either grow up, listening to Springsteen or Bon Jovi. And
I knew you were going to say that. You made the right choice. I'll say that.
That's right. But my father taught me well in that one.
Right. And so the song is called "If I Knew Now What I Knew Then," which is kind of the reverse of what a lot of people would like to be saying. So what inspired that one?
We were proud of where we came from. Cigarette conversations. We were full of shit and big ideas. Yeah, we loiter on the pavement in front of Foremost Food Mart, back when payphones were still a thing. Yeah, we wanted to be kings of this town. If I knew now what I knew then.
Really, I was spending a lot of time thinking about my past on this record and kind of going through, what I could have done differently at the time while I was writing this, and what I should have done differently. And I realized, through it, especially with the pandemic, maybe the best times that we've had are past. And, I wish I could have had the same attitude that I did then now.
Right.
And that's where that came from.
Yeah. Now you had a guy named Brett Ryan Stewart as your producer. So tell me a little bit about the making of the record. Where did you record it, and what kind of environment was it?
Yeah. So the studio's named Wirebird Studios. He owns the record company Wirebird Records, which this label or what label is taking this record.
And this is in Nashville?
This is in Nashville.
Yep.
Brett Ryan Stewart is a wonderful producer. I met him a few years ago. He produced a friend of mine, Anana Kay, and Irakli Gabriel, and David Olney. Their record that came out, Whispers in Sighs. Heard that record and fell in love with the production behind it, and met with him. We talked about it, and it took us almost 2 years to finish the record. So the making of it, we got to know each other, and he was kind of part of our little group of people that sat outside on a porch and felt comfortable together, so our wives became friends, and it's really a beautiful friendship that has emerged from that.
Cool. So who are some of the other folks that are playing on the record?
Oh man, I knew someone was going to ask me this soon.
It's going to happen. Gotcha.
So a lot of people.
You don't have to name them all, but
That's right. That's right. We have Austin Hoke, who played strings, cello, and whatnot. He's been on every record that you could think of in Americana and country. Right. Dick Avon on horns. He's another one who's been on a lot of great records. John Dennis, who played lead guitar, Ernie Escalera, who played bass, Luis Slice, who played keys, Brett Ryan Stewart, Irakli Gabriel, Anana Kay. Lots of people that are strong in the East Nashville music scene.
Right. So what's the difference between the East Nashville music scene and the regular Nashville music scene?
So I would say Nashville as a whole is kind of split in three,
Okay.
You have the cats who play Broadway, and then you have the commercial music side, more country music, and then you have the East Nashville side. And East Nashville's more of I would say the folk Americana. Right. There's also, other, different types of music that play in it, but, a lot of people don't intermingle.
Gotcha.
Within those scenes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now I want to touch on a song called "Box Full of Rocks." Is that a mandolin or a banjo, or what's going on at the beginning of that?
That's a banjo in there. Yeah. Yeah. Wanted to get a Delta kind of feel for the beginning of it.
Well, look down, I got my sleeves rolled up. I learned from your lessons, I don't drink no more. I'm just so damn tired of keeping up. Heavy is the heart that beats the bruise. Well, heavy is the heart.
That song is personal to me. That's kind of one of the songs that I really wrote for me on this record.
Right.
And tried to take a different approach. It was really, that one is strictly about my past and trying to come to my last record. I really wrote about what I've been through with my mother being a drug addict and alcoholic, and my father leaving at an early age.
Right.
And I didn't really want to write about any of that on this record because
Sure.
I felt, I feel like I wanted to move past that. And this song was more so, coming to terms with the little things that turn into large things in life, and how a little gesture of goodwill or faith, or something that hurts someone, can open a larger wound later on in life. And so that's where that came from for me.
Gotcha.
It was a song for me.
And speaking of little things that get larger, the sound gets bigger at the end of that. There's almost like a choir. What's happening musically there?
Yeah. So I give all credit to Brett Ryan Stewart for production.
Uh-huh.
I came into the studio with almost ending, I'd like to call it, of that song. And he's the one who had the idea of building it up and making it this giant thing. And, it just kind of came out as we sat there and, made sense for the song. It makes you uneasy when you listen to it. And that's really what I wanted it to do.
Cool. So the record's out on the 25th of March, right?
It is. Yeah. Yeah.
What do you got planned? Gigs? You doing shows? Doing kind of.
Yeah. Right now, it's funny. Everyone keeps asking me that too. I've kind of kept off of booking for a little while because I didn't know what things were going to look like.
Yep.
And now I find myself happy that I haven't booked anything and I'm not out on the road right now.
Yep.
But we got a bunch of stuff coming up. We'll start playing again, in May. We're not doing an album release, but we have something coming out on NPR for the album release and some other cool things coming up, which we're excited about.
And when you do tour, is it with a band?
Sometimes, normally it's solo because of production costs.
Right. Gotcha.
But we plan on going out this summer as a full band for a couple months.
Cool. And since it's been a while since you actually wrote these songs, are you thinking about the next thing that you're doing as well?
I think I probably have another 3 records.
You're one of those guys.
Yeah. That's isolation was great for me in that way because I continued to write, but I'm driving my band nuts because, I'm on to the next thing in my head. But slowly but surely coming to other projects. And, I want this project to have my full attention right now because it's important to me.
Gotcha. Well, hopefully, ever been down to this part of the world?
I haven't, we're hoping to get down there, eventually have a lot of people from that side of the world that are interested in what we've been doing.
Well, we have a great Americana scene down here, believe it or not. So
that's I love that, and I love that you guys are, you even have your own thing going on. A lot of musicians that are, kind of innovative down there that really you could learn a lot from as well.
Yeah, and conversely, there's quite a few Kiwis who are in Nashville doing their thing. So you may run into a few of them in your travels. Who knows?
Yeah.
All righty. Well, thank you for taking time to talk with me. Good luck with the release on the 25th. Hope it all goes well. And
thank you.
See what happens.
Well, thank
Have
you.
a great day.
You as well.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.